Hey guys, so we have some social media posts here giving us some information on the next DOKKANFEST banner. I usually don't do videos like kind of reacting to the new kits and animations of Dokkan units, but I've been asked by some people to do that, so we'll start doing it. Why not, right? Let's get some more content in here. So I'll do this hopefully pretty consistently moving forward. It's kind of releases at a weird time for me. It's 5 p.m. my time, which, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, doing stuff during the day. Just like kind of drops in the middle of the day here, but let's take a look at the animations first. This is a DOKKANFEST Android 16 is what it looks like. And then the banner unit is Tournament of Power Android 17. So let's go ahead and full screen this and see what we're working with here. That looks pretty good, yeah. Okay. Here's 16. This OST.
You were programmed with the mission to destroy Goku, isn't that right?
That's right.
Okay. The Rocket Punch. And then I assume he has an active skill, Hell Flash. Yeah. Oh, Unit Super. Okay. Triple Annihilation? Is this with 17 and 18? Or it's probably just one of each, right? Or one or the other, I would assume is what it is. And then here's the Hell Flash.
I will destroy you.
Okay. Okay, they did something I really like, actually. Okay, so they added an interesting effect here. So it's like kind of like, I don't even know what the scientific term for this is, but when it's like really, really, really hot out, and there's kind of like this wavy feeling in the air. You can see that here. It's like when you look at a fire, like over the fire, the really, really hot air is exhibiting like this very, I don't know the scientific term for this. If you guys know, let me know in the comments, but it's like a very wavy feeling. That's what this has. You could tell, like they actually animated that into this animation. That looks pretty good. The only thing I'm not sure of is what did the hint have to do with 16? I don't know. Is it supposed to be the Hell Flashes coming out of like the ground? Is it supposed to be this? I don't know. I still don't know what the hint was supposed to be for. So anyway, let's take a look here at 16 and see what he's able to do. So here's just the art. And yeah, it does make sense that 17 and 18 are in here because they're part of the unit super attack Extreme AGL. So this is 2 Extreme AGL releases back to back because we just had Goma. Also, this is a bit of an interesting pick here because this is the last solo DOKKANFEST, right? Before Anniversary, right? I think so. Or maybe there's one more. Maybe there's one more because it's going to go 16, and then we have the Carnival next month, and then we have the Dual DOKKANFEST at the end of December for New Year's, right? Isn't that how it goes? So I think this might be the last standalone DOKKANFEST character. So they chose 16? Okay, sure. Leader skill is androids or uncontrollable power. 3 key in the HP 200, and then yeah. And then the extra buff is to android / Cell Saga mission execution or artificial life forms. Androids or uncontrollable power. That doesn't sound very good. All right. His links are Android Assault, Mechanical Menaces, Gentleman, yeesh, Infinite Energy. Yeah, 16 does not have what I would consider to be top-notch links. Let me just quickly check what his super attack effect is first. So we have the normal super attack, which is the Rocket Punch, greatly raised attack and defense for 4 turns and does immense damage. Okay. And then the Triple Annihilation unit super attack can be activated when there, yeah, includes 17 or 18 attacking in the same turn. So it's either or. And then the effect of the unit super attack is greatly raised attack and defense for 4 turns, immense damage. and then raise allies' defense by 50% for 2 turns. So 2-turn defensive support on the unit super attack effect, which is obviously very powerful. Passive activates the instant animation when there's another androids category ally on the team. You know what? Let me actually pull this up because it would be easier to understand how good this guy would be if we look at the categories. Okay, so here is the android category. So we have Tech Super 17, who I would say is pretty solid. He just recently got an EZA. AGL Cell is decent. STR Cell, I guess, can be okay in the right situation. Tech Cell is still pretty good, I think. The Super EZA Tech Cell, I think he's still pretty fine. And then everything else is kind of not the greatest, unless I'm just forgetting something very obvious. Actually, Tech 18 is okay. So, I mean, I don't really know if 16 is going to link well with the cells, right? Because he's got all these weird links, but okay. So you need another android on the team. You know, just point that out. Guard forever. And then all allies defense 16% forever. That is permanent support that just lasts forever. Okay. 3 key attack and defense 260%. All allies defense plus 60%. Androids or uncontrollable power category allies attack plus 60%. So androids allies are getting 60% support from this character. When attacking, attack plus 260%. When receiving an attack, defense plus 160%. Okay, so he's got the multiplicative defense there. So that's going to be... Because, like, we can just say that... Because he's getting his own support, right? So he's going to start out, essentially, at 320% attack. And then, what is that? 336% defense if you're factoring in the intro buff. Because I'm assuming this intro buff is calculated the same way as just a normal support buff. And then he's got the multiplicative stuff here. So his values should be pretty high. As the first attacker in a turn, damage reduction rate 60%. Okay. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. My favorite mechanic. All allies defense 30% plus an additional attack plus 30% for characters who also belong to the androids or uncontrollable power category within the turn after receiving an attack. Okay. So they really want you to put this guy in slot 1. I mean, he's guarding 60% damage reduction. Got pretty high base defense, good multiplicative defense, and then he's giving another 30% support here. This is phase 2 support, right? Because it's after he gets attacked. So it happens post the turn starting. So he's giving 60% phase 1 support and then 30% phase 2 support after getting hit. As the second or third attacker in a turn, defense 160% and launches an additional super attack when attacking. Okay, that's, again, multiplicative. So he could also go in slot 2 or 3 as well. As the third attacker in a turn, attack 160% and performs a crit. So in slot 3, he's guaranteed critting. I don't know how really often you're going to put this guy in slot 3. I don't know. I feel like most of his value is going to be from being a good slot 1 unit, assuming he can tank in slot 1, which it looks like he should be able to. When there is an enemy whose name includes Goku or Cell, or starting from the 5th turn, attack plus 160%, that's permanent, and then once only, attack plus 160% when attacking as the third attacker. So that's going to be a lot of it. That's a lot. He's going to be hitting extraordinarily hard on that 5th turn. Okay. I like the way that he's supporting. He's got like this. He's got a risk reward system with him. You take the risk of putting this guy in slot 1. I mean, I don't really know how big the risk is because he's supposed to be pretty good in slot 1 based on what I'm reading here. You take the risk of putting him in slot 1, you get rewarded with all these additional effects here, right? Extra damage reduction, additional super, extra support. So, I mean, the extra support is kind of, you know, what is it? Hold on, let me read this again. Characters will also belong to the androids or uncontrollable power category. So it's just any androids or uncontrollable power allies on the rotation are also getting the support, but the support is real support because it's phase 2 support. Okay, active skill is the Hell Flash. Can be activated when there is an enemy whose name includes Goku or Cell or starting from the 5th turn. Okay. Massively raised attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to enemy, and disables enemy's action once within the turn. So he has an action break on there. Now, that's... Never mind. I was thinking that could be actually counter synergistic with this. But he doesn't actually have to get hit for this. As long as he's just in slot 1, he's getting the damage reduction and the super attack, or the 70% chance to super. This is dependent upon him taking an attack, because I'm thinking if you action break the attack in front of your attack, I guess technically it would mean that he wouldn't be able to benefit from the additional attack buff from this. As long as he would get hit after that, he would still apply the support to the rest of the rotation, though. So this having an action break doesn't really hurt him. This, by the way, is also going to synergize with this effect right here, because he's getting the extra attack buff, and he's going to have... I guess you put him in slot 3 for this, right? You put him in slot 3, you get the guaranteed crit with the active skill. And you get this 160% attack buff, right? So yeah, you want to put him in... you put him in slot 3, and then you also get this as well, because this is 2nd or 3rd attacker. So additional super attack, 160% attack and defense, guaranteed crit. Then you put him in slot 1, then he's got all these as well, right? I'm pretty sure that's how this works. So yeah, the 5th turn of the fight is going to be pretty crazy for this guy. We took a look at his super attack effects already, and I think that's probably it for 16, right? Yeah, that's it for 16. So I actually kind of like the way they designed him, because he's got a very bad set of links, unsurprisingly, because he's 16. His team doesn't sound to be very good, androids and uncontrollable power, but if you can sort of find a way to make the team work where you have a bunch of units like kind of like tech cell level that aren't like dominating the game, but they are decent, feel like maybe this could work just because of how powerful of a character the 16 looks to be. Okay, let's talk about the banner unit 17. So this is Super STR Dragon Ball Super 17. Not really gonna bother with the leader skill. Links are Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Infinite Energy, Patrol, Solid Support, Shocking Speed, and Fierce Battle. Alright, yeah, well, that is a Android 17 link set from Dragon Ball Super. Alright, basic effects. We have 3 key attack and defense, 170%, medium chance of dodging, so that's 30%, 30% damage reduction, changes keys for a certain type to rainbow, so he's a rainbow orb changer, which is nice. Androids category allies 70% support. Okay, that is certainly very good to see. So rainbow orb changer who's supporting a lot, and he's got damage reduction and he's got dodge. We're off to a good start here. I mean, the dodge is only 30%, damage reduction is only 30%, so we're going to want to see more defensive mechanics in here somewhere. Per Defenders of Justice or Androids category ally on the team, depending on which has more. Chance of evading enemies' attacks and damage reduction rate 10% up to 40%. Okay, now we're talking. All of a sudden, he's got 70%. If you build the team around him, which you're going to want to build this team with androids regardless, because that's who he's supporting. He's got 70% damage reduction and 70% dodge, just at all times. When there is another Defenders of Justice or Androids category ally on the team, it's 170% more attack. That's phase 1 attack, because it procs the beginning of the turn. Launches an additional super. Okay, I probably should have checked what the super attack effect was first. Wow, he foresees enemies' super attack when HP is 70% or more. Wow, he's a scouter. And then evades enemies' attack as the first attacker in the turn. So he has 100% dodge turn 1. His first turn, he's got 100% dodge. When attacking, attack and defense 170%. There's the multiplicative buff. For every attack received or evaded, 50% attack up to 200%. And then chance of performing a crit, 20% up to 100%. I mean, he seems good. This is definitely how you want to make these banner units. You don't want to make a banner unit like Spopovich or something, right? Where it's like, they have like good, like I think, doesn't Spopovich have like 80% damage reduction, but they don't actually contribute anything to the team. 17, He's actually got a lot of attack in here. I don't really think he's going to be doing tons of damage. Maybe he'll be doing some decent damage, but you're not bringing these banner units onto your teams to do damage. Most of the time, they're there to be good defensive characters. They're there to support. They're there to orb change. They're there to have a scouter. They're there to have some kind of like revive utility. That's what you're really looking for out of a banner character. They're more so just supporting roles, as you know, their roles on the teams that they're on. So I think this is a good design for the 17. Actually, it looks pretty good. All right, what is the super tech effect? Greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, and raises allies attack and defense by 70%. Okay, so he's also doing 2-turn support with this. Wow. So 16 and 17 are both multi-turn supporting here. I think both characters seem pretty good. It's just, it really comes down to their teams are not, the androids / uncontrollable power team does not seem very good. If this was a game like Legends, I would say, all right, guys, LR Cell Max, unique equipment. We're hoping for that, but like they can't just, they don't do that in this game. Again, we look at the androids team. It's Super 17. It's AGL Cell. It's like, you know, niche STR Tech Cell. They can easy A21. They could easy the Gammas. What if Gamma 1 and 2 easy 8 here? Gamma 1 and 2 released right around the same time as Path of Power Kid Goku, and Path of Power Kid Goku as an easy A, right? They could do that. So, yeah, I mean, super easy A Android 13, dude. I don't know. There's a lot they could do to help the androids team, but yeah, these guys by themselves seem really good. It's just going to depend on how they end up supporting the team moving forward throughout the celebration. Are they going to give us androids help? Again, Easy A Gamma 1 and 2, all of a sudden the androids team is looking pretty insane, I think. So let me know what you guys think of the Dokkan Fest Android 16 and the banner unit 17. Actually looks pretty good to me. But we are pretty close to the anniversary, so I don't think a lot of people are going to summon on this. Granted, also that it is an Android 16. So I'll see you guys in the next one.